Kia ora koutou, ko dia hau, haramai, welcome to today's 5-minute Makerspace and welcome to the world of weather. Today we are making a thermometer and hopefully just a few items that you will have around the house that you'll be able to make this with. So we're going to start with a glass bottle here, a small glass bottle. It could be a little bit smaller than this one. You will also need a clear straw, and the first thing we're going to do with that is take a ruler, and I want you to mark 5 centimeters from one end and then 10 centimeters from one end, and make a mark with a permanent marker. You can then set your ruler aside. The next thing we're going to do is going to fill up our bottle with water. And to that, you might need some help with this, we're going to add a few drops of food colouring, because this will enable us to see the movement of the water up our straw. And that will of course just diffuse. We'll just set that slightly aside. Next thing you'll need is some modelling clay. I've got actual clay and I'm hoping that that will do the trick. You could probably also use blue tack if you had some. So what you need to do is to make this into kind of a sausage shape. And what that's going to do is that's going to hold our straw in place, and it needs to be long enough to go around the top here. So it needs to be quite a tight, thick sausage shape. So what we'll do is just going to pass our straw through there, and it's going to come, you can see where the two lines are here. So you just want the top of the sausage level with your bottom line there. Get in there. I'll just trim that off a little bit because that unfortunately has meant that some of the clay has gone into our straw, and we definitely don't want that to happen. So place that on there. Push that down so it makes a nice tight seal. Now you'll see some of that is pushing, some of that clay has pushed into the water, and that's actually pushed the level of the water already up inside the straw, and that's absolutely fine. So I'm just going to join this, or just pat it down so that it's covering the top. And you'll actually see that it has come up to the line. So that's great. And if it does go a little bit higher, you can pull up your straw a little bit more. And or if it's not high enough, add a little bit more water in the top. Because this is going to be where we're going to be able to measure the changes in temperature. The next thing we're going to do is, just so that our water doesn't evaporate, is take a pipette and take a little bit of oil, just a little dab of oil, and place it on the top there. Because as you know, oil and water don't mix, and that will make sure that it doesn't evaporate either, and will keep that level constant. Our thermometer is ready to go, so let's have a quick test to see if it works. First thing we're going to do, and here's where you might need some help, is we're going to put it in a container and we're going to add some hot water and see what happens to the level of the water. So as the hot water heats up the water in here, we would expect the temperature to rise. as you can see, the level of the water is now above our line, so the temperature has risen. We can also test this in reverse. Add cold water to your bowl and then maybe add some ice as well. And then see if the temperature comes down to the original level. So at this stage, your thermometer is just testing higher temperatures and lower temperatures. But what you could do is take a piece of paper and make some markings on it as to what the temperature variations are. And we're going to put a slide at the end to explain how the temperature gauge is actually working as well and why it works. Well, I hope you've enjoyed making a thermometer with us today. And of course, you can place your thermometer outside and monitor the different changes in the temperature out there. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for joining us. Ka kite.